Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. You guys can tell by the title of the video, we're going to be talking about Jupiter. Jupiter coin, been a while since I made an update, but I decided, what, let's give you guys an update on Jupe, really understand, what's happening right now. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Looking at the broader market, we're seeing the broader market shifting into the green, as we can see across the board. Yes, we're seeing a little bit of a handful red for some coins, but again, in the grand scheme of things, you want to be looking at, this chart right here. We are starting to see a lot of coins, picking up. As far as Jupiter is concerned, over the last 1 week, it's up 15%. But most importantly, over the last 24 hours, up 7.5% right now. Price currently sitting at almost 40 cents, also up 8% on the Bitcoin side of things. Valuation $1.25 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about 80 million. As always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So Jupiter has reclaimed back, with this move that we're seeing right now, it has reclaimed back in the top 100. But let's face it, the native token, Jupiter of Jupiter Exchange hasn't been doing quite well, this year. And a lot of altcoins haven't, you got to keep that in mind. But does that mean Jupiter stopped, doing or evolving? Absolutely not. They're continuing to make Jupiter better day by day by day, launching new features. And as I've stated to you guys before on the channel, this is one of the biggest aggregators on Sol. And, as I think Solana expands, as Solana, reaches mass adoption, I do believe that, Jupiter is always going to play a key role. Since I touched Jupiter, I know there's a lot of different competitors of Jupe that they'll launch. Nothing comes close to it, in my opinion. I tried a lot of them, and just Jupiter just has this different feel to it. Maybe it's that nostalgic feel, taking me back to, the early Jupe days. But I just love Jupiter. I think and again, it's my own personal opinion, but let's take a look at what's happening with the native tokens price right now. So if you're looking at the Bitcoin dominance today, let's give it a refresh live. Bitcoin dominance is, picking up once again. You can see for yourself, dominance is all over the place. And I've been indicating this on the channel. If you do follow some of my other updates, you guys know what I've been talking about. But the, dominance, as you can see, has picked up again. We were literally sitting at about 59.75% a few hours back, but it has picked up once again, showing strength right now. But again, we want to see the dominance pulling down. I think that would be a great sign for altcoin holders. But if you're looking at Bitcoin right now, let's give it a refresh live to really see what Bitcoin is doing right now. We're going to touch a little bit on Bitcoin. Again, you guys know we talk about Bitcoin in every single update. And as of now, if you're looking at on BTC side of things, we're currently sitting at almost 117. Wow, did I say 117? Wow. I mean, $111,700 price point. We actually retested it. Look at it for yourself just a few hours back, but we got rejected at that key range. So, again, Bitcoin is looking amazing right now. Bitcoin is remaining within the 23.6 fib zone. So far, so good. Loving, what Bitcoin is doing as of now. Bare minimum, of course, for me specifically, I want you guys to be focusing on some of the confirmations that I have for myself. 117 being one of them, and $120,000 being the second confirmation. But, Bitcoin looking good so far, as of recording this update going into obviously Saturday morning. But again, we want to remain within the 23.6. But as I stated in my HBAR update, my Caspa update, my XRP update, that we want to see Bitcoin reclaiming within this range, and actually going into this upcoming week, which again is going to be the end of this month. Very important. We want to see Bitcoin, climbing up to some of these key levels, and maybe we do see that happening, and end up seeing Bitcoin closing not so bad for the month of October. So still a lot of days left. About, like, I would say 5-6 days left, and a lot can still end up happening. Enough with that. Let's take a look at what is happening with Jupiter here. So again, here, what's going on? Let me pull out Jupiter's chart. So which one were we using? I was using, I think, this one. There we have it. Okay, so I'm gonna first and foremost talk to you guys about Jupiter from a larger scale. So if you're looking at Jupiter's price, again, all-time high was early last year at the beginning. And you could see for yourself, we came back down to 47 cents, went all the way up to $1.80. You could see for yourself in April. And then ever since, we consolidated above this key range at 66 cents. And I've highlighted this level on the channel before. You could see several times we got supported by that key range. Once was obviously in June of last year, and then another in August. And then guess what happens? This February, we tumbled below it, and then after that, we started making our way back down towards some of these lower levels. Obviously, we didn't really have much support around that except the one where it launched at, and you can see for yourself that level did play as a support. But then of course we did see altcoins being impacted quite heavily, April being a low for the broader market, and Jupiter tested a new low at 33 cents. Since then, you saw the price accumulating within this range. Never saw the price breaking out of this 66 cents price point. So remember, I told you that, guys, this was a support, but you could see for yourself that exact same support did turn into a resistance after we broke below it. And you could see this exact resistance was retested 2 different times, one in May and one obviously in July, and both times we didn't really manage to get back above that key range. So I'm sure you guys know, we saw the Jupe season 2 airdrop happen. A lot of that was also a factor in for the price to go down, but brought pretty much the broader market, and obviously a lot of new coins came into circulation. So again, those are some aspects we need to keep in mind. But since then we have been accumulating within this range. Obviously October 10th, we saw this major wick towards the downside at 11 cents. Again, some people actually were able to get in on Jupiter. I know a lot of people were unable to get into some of those big coins across the crypto space, because of course a lot of centralized exchanges were not operating because they crashed based off of a lot of demand, a lot of site visits all at once. But some people were able to actually get into Jupiter price from this wick, because again, that's the beauty of decentralization. So anyone that was able to do so, some people, again, if you somehow got lucky and you timed this right, and let's say you got in at 12 cents, you did see the price go up 240% since then. Let me know in the comments if you were able to do that. But again, obviously this is something that everyone is going to point out, but you guys know, market liquidation, the biggest liquidation in the crypto markets, and this did not last too long. 5 minutes at most, and the price was back. But look where we went up to. We came back above the key range at 32 cents for the price. And you can see for yourself, we actually got supported here 2 different times since then. But we have seen this nice, bounce for, Jupiter. They have launched new features for Jupiter, but you can see for yourself, 25% increase. Let's face it, altcoins really haven't seen a lot of excitement, the whole entire year. And that could change. Breaking above this key range at 65 cents, I think could really bring in excitement. But we also need to keep in mind that, the season 3 airdrop, which arguably some people are saying within the community could be the last airdrop, the sooner that happens, the better it is, in my opinion. Again, obviously it all depends on the proposal side of things. If we do end up seeing it being the last one, I think that could be quite interesting. But leading up to that, maybe if we were to see an altcoin season occurring, which I still have this gut feeling that we are still going to see altcoins having their time, but dominance needs to pull down, Bitcoin needs to stabilize itself. I think Jupiter could break out of this key range and start heading up to some of the levels where we were at the beginning of the year. Again, if you want to put this into perspective right now, from this key resistance, it's about a 65% move. But we need to keep in mind, Jupiter has a valuation of 1.25 billion, and in this day and age, that's not crazy amount. I know a few years back that would have been absolutely insane, but in this day and age, this valuation is not much. And if demand kicks in, things can move up much quicker than a lot of people realize. So, I'm keeping an eye out, for this key resistance. I don't want anyone to talk about some of the higher time frames right now. Focus on where we currently are. Next key resistance right now for Jupiter would be around, you could say, around 43 cents. Breaking above here could really start some excitement. So again, let me know in the comments what you guys personally think. Are you guys still accumulating Jupiter? Are you guys farming for the airdrop, obviously using Jupiter and its features, again swapping and doing all that stuff? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, and what are your overall projections, and are you in for the long haul for Jupe? Let me know in the comments. And they also announced something massive, that in November sometime they are going to be announcing an ICO platform, so Jupe stakers are going to get access to that as well, which is very interesting. So again, Jupe looking not bad right now. Obviously a lot of altcoins have been impacted by this last 10, 11 months, not just Jupiter, but Solana is not slowing down. I don't think Jupiter is slowing down, and I still do believe Jupe can make some, crazy recoveries. But with that being said, we also need to be cautious about the major airdrop, which I think obviously is going to come back on the market. So, we could see some sell pressure then, but maybe leading to that, we do see things really heating up because there's a lot happening for Jupe as of now. Let me know in the comments what your personal thoughts are. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.